Hello, greetings. Thanks for joining us. Okay, this is 6D Earth, the thousandth dimension. I haven't connected that in a long time. And Soul Origins. Keep it light this time. I might change my background a little bit, not by much. We'll see how much time I have tomorrow. Let's see what else is going on in the world. Nothing much. So, I mean, obviously, there are things that happen throughout the week, obviously. But it does seem like this is kind of a slow week overall, kind of a quiet week, kind of. Next week, anything, it's like the middle of the month. It's hard to say. It might not be nothing, it might be something. It's hard to say. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be going into next week. So, but nobody knows. So, who knows? There's no really signs of anything, as far as I know. Of course, I didn't see the Afghanistan thing happening either. So, we just have to wait and see. Okay. Just trying to figure out what we're doing here. Oops, wrong one. So I haven't told economy of private sessions. I have a shop here at I'm on the 20. Not good. I'm on the 21st, I think, 22nd. So I got ways on that. Oh, same situation there. Webinar, social network, and behind the scenes. Of course, I also mentioned past life connections. Sometimes past lives just come through, like they bleed through, depending on the person. Depending, I guess, if you need to know, without going into details on some, not gonna go into all details of that. Because I'm going into this like world destroying lifetimes. I've also had artist lifetimes. That's more connected to that. I'm not connected to all this, the spiritual hype and all that. I'm not really big on who is popular in the spiritual community and all that. I don't really care. Those that are like prominent names, none of that does anything for me. So that's why I'm not hanging out with them, I guess. It's not my world. I mean, I'm here to do this in my point of view, but I'm not into that whole social gathering of the big people that are out there. I just have no interest in it. Just don't care, really, when it comes down to it. Just don't have no interest in their point of view, really. But I do have connections here. Even it's all about the lighting. It's more to it than that, but I have a connection here. It's a soul connection also. This one came through recently. Van Gogh. That one. I've been connected to Van Gogh here and there when I was growing up. You can just kind of feel it. The Rembrandt one is lighting. Is like I was always big on candlelight. Of course, I don't have a candle. I have a sea salt lamp, but it's all about lighting. So when you're growing up, you're around arts and all that. I guess I've been a painter so many lifetimes. I'm so sick of it. There's only so much of that you can do. The Van Gogh one, just I can feel those. I mean, it might have been some kind of soul connection there. I don't know what it is. I'm just living in poverty, just painting out in the middle of nowhere, just living off of nothing, and nobody caring. Not really. I can feel quite a bit of that still. So that's the stuff I feel. At least that's part of it. So like I said, some lifetimes just sort of show up for you. They can't just stay in. They have to come out. Especially when you've been through like tragic. Both those lifetimes are pretty tragic when it comes down to it. So when you're going through things like that, they just sort of pop through. So or bleed through into this realm. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's been through that. It's rough, also. So because you're kind of still living it to a certain extent. Okay, we're going to 60 Earth, 1000th dimension. That's a good question where that's going to go. And the soul origins should be kind of interesting. I'm not sure it's going to tell everybody what they want to hear. Now, in the higher dimensions, like 1000th dimension, the millionth dimension, I believe all those places exist. Doesn't mean everybody's been there. But it can get kind of dark there. Well, you get to a certain extent when you can't warn anymore, and you come back here back to the basics. Whatever they're doing there, they're not making it that clear, but it doesn't really matter. But worlds like this go into a primitive state of mind when the higher dimensions have just pretty much lost their minds, or they just forget. They become complacent. And so a world like this, and obviously it shows there's a lot of darkness in the higher dimensions also, which I do believe does exist, at least in the incarnation process. And spirit's a little bit different, but when you're incarnating, because there's still incarnation, even if there is 1000th dimension or millionth dimension, I still believe incarnation still exists. Some might disagree, but it doesn't really matter. Well, we all live in different realms, realities. You can't live everything. So, yeah, these 1000th dimension are just very extremely telepathic, like godlike type of beings, something like that. It goes more into just anyway. World creation, world destroying, things like that. Just at a higher level. So okay, we're going to 6th dimension, 60 Earth. Okay. Blessings. Brings you at a 6th dimensional Earth. Yes, everyone is accepted. Now, yes, there are different frequencies where, yes, there are complicated realities. But we come from more of a 6th dimensional reality. Yes, we can have more relaxation of who you are and share your belief systems without being criticized by everyone. Of course, some might not understand it because some of you have lived such unique lives. But realize this world was created for some of you that just didn't feel like you were growing that much in the higher realms. This world was a necessity to give your life your sole purpose. And some souls can be, yes, quite aggressive, as you see from this world's experience. Well, souls that, yes, have connected to power, magic, and the higher realms, and they use it and they want more. And this reality that you are tapping into the 6th frequency level is mostly with nature's energy field of like as you would call a fantasy world. That's more of your Garthian reality. Gartha is in 4th dimension, but the higher frequency, of course, is in 6th dimension, which many of you had incarnations there. And yes, even there, the life is not always necessarily simple. Yes, you can see magic, easier dragon beings, but still a lot of soul growth that is necessary there. It's just the realm that we are speaking from is a little bit more simplistic, where you feel like, yes, you are accepted, you can be yourself. It's like a paradise realm. And most likely many of you feel that place in yourselves. But there's still a lot of growth to be done here. As for, yes, unlocking what is hidden and troublemakers. So as you connect to 60 energies, a lot of the troublemakers will be seen here. Release from their hiding places. That is the intention here. But gradually, not too quickly, because many of you are still going through a new birth of yourselves. This planet is created for so much diversity. It's difficult for it to move to a higher realm just yet. You just can't move to a higher reality without you knowing what's truly happening here. I just know there's some disclosures here and more to come. So you can connect to your sixth dimensional self and see the disclosures on certain levels that have not fully showed themselves just yet. But in your own energy field, even connect to your sixth dimensional self isn't exactly the easiest, but it can be accomplished with your own intentions. Of basically just knowing more of who you are on a higher level. Of, yes, purity. But that's why some of you connect to these higher realms. This is a mirror here. It's like, where do you need improvement? So you're connected to higher frequencies, but also you have a version of yourself here in this realm to improve. Because there you can see your flaws easier, and here you fix them. And that's why some of your lives are a little bit longer than you thought they would be, because you're still doing internal repair within yourself. So it is, yes, a place of acceptance, but also we understand how much this reality is truly needed. And yes, the ones that are causing difficulties here, we'll have a more understanding of them. They might not move out of their place just yet. We'll get more of an intuitive reason why they are in, where they come from, how they get that position, and what the future looks. For darkness to find a replacement where higher frequency levels come into this world. But of course, some of you have gained so much knowledge here being on a world that's difficult. Of course, many of you are going to go to another place where it's difficult to assist it in its awakening process. So there's never end to it. Why should there be? But this world still has a long ways to go, as you can see. Well, it doesn't always want to know about itself. It doesn't always want to know it has problems. Yes, it does on the surface, but what is its internal issue within the planet? It's not really seeing that now, is it? I mean, yes, some people don't want to hear certain things about themselves, but the human collective is happy the way things are. Not everyone, but quite a few. Enough why things take so long. But it doesn't mean it has to last forever like that. It's their process. They're happy where they are. So there's different versions of happiness. And it's like they get to a version of happiness, like, that's okay. There's a dictatorship here. But as long as I'm winning and getting what I want. But the idea is to remove these control systems eventually. That's up to you, of course. That's up to your collective to see beyond this reality. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are the 1000th dimension. Your world is just assisting us in seeing more of ourselves. Yes, our problems. Well, we have problems, but we don't solve them. We deal with them. Your world is about solving them. And that's why things take so long, because you're doing, yes, internal repair. Of a flaw can take a true flaw within oneself, or a vice, as some will call it, can take at least 50 lifetimes, 100 lifetimes, depending on the situation. Especially having self-love can take 1,000 lifetimes here. 1,000. Well, because some they're not quite ready to truly care for themselves. It takes a long time especially when it's so easy to put all their energy on another person, not themselves. Being alone helps with that. Being alone helps you. Oh, I am here. This is me. In the thousand dimensional realms, there are plenty of places. Well, think of like we see different realities constantly. We see all the different versions of Earth or different realities constantly, like 1,000 times at once. Can be a little bit overwhelming for your world. Not everybody sees us either. Some only see a certain amount of levels. They don't see 6th dimension, 7th dimension. That's all they see. Our realm is not for everyone. Yes, we can easily send someone to your world to incarnate in an instant. We do it all the time. So, not to say your controllers of your planet can see it. Yeah, some of them are at a higher level, a level that some might not want to see, but a level of basically finding yourself. Well, there's a table in space, well, in a dimension where you can see how all this works. I mean, how your world operates is explained on a daily basis. For those that are coming from a third dimensional point of view, obviously the higher realms are just known, but some places need to be explained to them. It's all in the adventure of it. But our connection to your world is, yes, basically you're seeing the flaws of our reality, of us. Of us that, yes, it can get more complacent in our, yes, world domination, universe domination. We want things, but it's usually worlds under our control. So you go, and as you go into your awakening, most likely you'll see a higher frequency level. There's always something higher that's causing a control, especially on your planet. Well, it's just that it all found your world so easily, and your world welcomed it at the same time. A lot of planets can't handle this type of frequency. It just brushes off. It just can't handle it. Just goes away. Just there's a being there to control the society, and they can't handle the vibration there, and they just leave. Your world obviously is done differently. But many of you can remember that frequency level of basically turning up the vibration, especially in the oceans. It's happening now, but just slow. Of where your government energies are going. It doesn't have to be fully explained, but many of you see within yourself where the future is heading. Yes, it can be a very positive reality, but some need to go through other situations. That's why they call it soul growth. Some might disagree with soul growth. That's another easy way of saying, like, that's what this world has to offer. Well, it's just that's the rules of the game here. And many of you are decoding this reality. Well, many of you called here because this world needs you. You might have a difficulty of being here, but it needs you, and you agree to it, no matter what it has to offer. Because so many souls get trapped here. They're part of your matrix realm or matrix people. You're here to deactivate them. Well, you do your own thing. If they deactivate, that's up to them. But you're just shifting the frequency by just being you. You don't have to go tap people on the shoulder and try to awaken humanity. What's the point in that? We are shifting the frequency levels just by being here, just by how your mind operates. You want to see a more positive reality. You want to be part of this control grid. That is saying a lot, because many just say, give me all the control I can get. So many minds are locked, and you're unlocking it. The conspiracy energy here, conspiracy theory frequencies, yes, it's like their minds are half open, but not fully. So there's still a control mechanism they can't quite let go just yet. So many of you come here just to shift the vibration within yourself, but like I said, mostly it's in your mind because it comes through your thoughts. You want a 5D Earth, a new Earth. The Earth feels that frequency level. Now, does it deliver it instantly? No, but it does feel it. So, like when someone crosses over, they leave much of their energy imprint here. It doesn't mean it has to be a ghost. It's like you're still leaving your frequency level here. It's kind of like a crop circle energy. It just dissipates into the Earth's frequency level. It's like you're a part of the Earth. You're part of it now, but as you leave, you become a different type of form here. Meaning you never really leave. And that's another reason why the world is the way it is. A lot of things that have not fully left, it's trapped here. Create their own pocket realities. Some are kings, like your queen situation. Some have actually made themselves that in another version of Earth. Because some people just need things, I guess. Just different ways of looking at your reality. But once again, the frequency level, it's like human energy is like nature. You're planted here when you're incarnating, and then you grow just like a tree or a plant, and you're blossoming, you're shifting your frequency levels, and you're changing reality. Everybody feels like you're not changing the world. You are changing the world in your own way, but it all depends on you. It all depends on what you want for your own self. So, some say they're awakened, but they still have a long ways to go. Well, yes, connected to a higher frequency level, 1,000th dimension energy. It's not the easiest to see. Well, it shows everything about you. Everything. As like part of our society, we just want to see what you got. Nothing can be really hidden that well. But many of you just definitely come from our realm. Well, many meaning not many, but still many. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are the archangel realms. Greetings to your reality. The soul is just created by a spark of light and energy field, a thought. As many thoughts are creating constantly of what to experience. Of this physical realm was, manifested through thought. The angelic realms, many beings came together. Not an easy creation of this physical realm. And it still has a long ways to go, actually. This is actually, some might disagree, but it's actually it's still in its early stages. It's not fully been developed as far as it can go. So many want to leave the physical, but there's so much here that has not been discovered yet. You will find your way. Some of you obviously are not going to leave this world just yet. Well, the physical, yes, difficult, but also much to learn from it. It's basically physical attributes of what does it do to the soul? It expands it. It gives it more to think about, more thoughts, more ideas, places to go. It's just different. It's denser because you create denser versions of yourselves. Yes, you're constantly creating other versions of yourself, like every second now you're aware of it. It constantly flows through you, out of you. Why not? While you're on this timeline, this timeline needs to be healed. This timeline it wants to be derailed. It wants to go into a wrong direction. You're here to bring it to a more positive frequency level. So that's why things take so long. This timeline, you can say, has been stuck in a loop for a long time. This main timeline of this earth. So maybe you're connected to all these different frequency levels and recharging it. So it's like jump starting it to a higher frequency level. So just your words, your thoughts are being integrated into this main timeline where it's like it has enough of your energy here where it can shift and leave this third dimensional thinking pattern. Right now, it's part of the elite energy, but many of you are showing a different form of elite, more of a positive frequency level. Of course, it's up to all of you to discover where that's coming from. But even yes, a being with a lot of positive energy can still be very dark. And I believe many of you are discovering that. And with all this positivity, but they still have difficulties with family and they're still making a big deal about nothing. Still a lot of healing to be done here. Once you think mission accomplished, mission far from accomplished. They talk about a war in other countries, but the war within the family, yes, within is still a hard one to solve. Because like when the restlessness of a family ends, becomes more peaceful, many of you just leave this world. It's like we finally like each other. Now you might stick around for as long as you need to like each other, but you all have missions of understanding yourselves. Basically, you're solving a mystery. Everybody is. It's just not clear. Well, it's a mystery. It's not supposed to make itself clear. The internal mystery, why you are here. It's yes, can't remember the past, but also just why. To solve that riddle is to experience it. You can ask those questions all you want. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean an answer will be brought in. You never know. So people keep asking, it might take 10 years to get that answer. Well, a lot of times the answer, that's the other thing. You're looking for the answer. It's like, what's the meaning of life? And a lot of times it's standing right in your face and people just don't want to experience it because they're not ready for it. Such as many truths on your planet, especially governments and all that, are all right in front of people, but the rest of society looks the other way. Some of these buildings are constructed with all strange symbolism, but nobody cares. Some do, most don't. So there is truth laid out all across your world, as many of you know, but still not awakening. So what does that say about society? Well, it says about many of you that you're ready to evolve into answering more of that, why these things are here. The rest of the world is not asking us questions. Like, that's fine. So that's why lives get derailed. This is why weather systems happen, is to get people to move out of their comfort zone, do something with yourself. Beyond, a lot of things are taken away. So if you continue to evolve, most likely you can avoid cataclysms. Let's put it that way. The cataclysms here through nature is just there to snap you out of your, out of that timeline for you to discover. Because the elite here want you to know how this all works. But most of society just does not want to know. So, yes, the inner trappings of this planet. Your soul origin energies, once again, comes from energy of light, thought from others, or just basically the collective consciousness says, we need somebody like you here. Because so far we can't find that anywhere. So we invented it. And then there you are. So it just sounds strange, but when you're dealing with godlike beings, you'd be surprised. Or consciousness, you can look at it however you want to. Yeah, you're all invented for a specific reason. Obviously, there's more to it than that. But you're created because the universe needs you to be who you are. So you might come from another universe, but then some of you are added on. It's like, we have this person or this being, but let's add some more talent to them, add more flavoring to them so they can help us help our prison world out of this situation. Because many souls incarnate here to go backwards on purpose. Yes, been done by design. Hijackings, however you want to word it. So many of you just reinforce your frequency level. But you might change it. It's not always going to make itself clear. Not yet. But this third dimension reality, that's not done yet, but you can't heal it, yes, for more answers to come. Yeah, the 5D frequency is already here. Basically, if you discover more of yourself, there's another level.